It is that time for my response to a tweet. And today's tweet says, Trump is scaring the hell out of the media. That's why they're tripping on his Hillary Second Amendment talk. Trump is scaring the hell out of the media. That's why they're tripping on his Hillary Second Amendment talk. Wow. Trump supporters show no level of critical thinking at all. But here's my response. If you heard what Trump said, and then you put it into a Donald Trump type thing, he's not politically correct, or he's not PC, which I like to say he's not politically constipated, because, you know, even though he's got the conservative media stuck up his butt, along with Rush Limpballs and Sean Bendover Hannity and Herman the piano key playing the same sad ass loser music. The only place for his crap to come is out of his mouth. And because he's not politically constipated, the crap that comes out of his mouth is something that you just can't brush under the rug. See, at first I was going to give Donald Trump a little bit of cover and say the media is taking him out of context and things like this. But then, because I'm the critical thinker that I am, and, you know, my mama didn't raise no dumb idiot, and I'm sorry I'm not dumb enough to just go for that, because we have the most idiotic person running for president on our side, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later too. I broke down what Donald Trump said. And this is what the conservative sellout suck up media won't do. They won't break down what he said. They're just going to pass it over and things like this. First of all, Donald Trump is not immune to saying violent things. I'll punch a man in his face and things of this nature. He's not immune to inspiring ridiculous, retarded Americans to punch other people in the face. He's not immune to saying incendiary type rhetoric. So you just can't brush it off. He has a pattern of this foolishness. And this pattern of this foolishness is just something you just can't brush under the rug. But let's break down what he said. And why we should be concerned. You remember Gabby Gifford? You remember the Planned Parenthood shootings, and you remember the school shootings and things of this nature. You know what a sleeping cell, a sleeper cell is? See, these are fringe aspects of whatever given group, abortion clinics or whatnot. They're fringe aspects. There are ridiculous, retarded people that will take what the orange demigod says and run with it. But let's break down what Donald Trump said, and where he said it, and how he said it. Because there's a pattern. This is what he said. Hillary wants to abolish the Second Amendment if she gets to pick her judges. Nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is. I don't know. Let's break this down. Now, he's supposed to be a Republican, right? And he's supposed to be talking to a Republican audience. He's endorsed by the NRA, so technically he wants you to believe he's one of those Second Amendment people. He's speaking to you guys, and when he says Hillary wants to abolish the Second Amendment, the crowd is like, oh, boo, boo, boo. I was waiting for him to say, don't boo, vote, because his wife steals Michelle Obama's line, so maybe he might steal Obama's line. But he didn't do that. Thank you, Donald. So now they're booing, so that means they're supposedly Second Amendment loving people too, right? But he says if Hillary gets to pick her judges, there's nothing you can do, folks. So Donald Trump doesn't look at you guys as Second Amendment folks. There's nothing you can do. You're supposed to be Republicans. You're nothing you can do. He said, although those Second Amendment people, not you guys, not you Republicans, supposedly, Not you gun-loving protectors or booers of his statement about Hillary abolishing the Second Amendment. Not you guys. He said, although those Second Amendment people, maybe there is. See, you're not the voter, the 5 million people he wants you to believe that his statement was saying. It's not you guys. He's speaking to a fringe group. Some crazy wacko out there. It's not you crazy wackos that's there. It's somebody else, because he said there's nothing you can do. So he wasn't talking about you Second Amendment gun-loving people. He was talking to somebody else. He wasn't talking to his Second Amendment loving self. He said there's nothing you can do. He has no confidence in you guys. You guys are just the ridiculous people out there booing whatever the orange cheetah god says. It wasn't about you. But there's some kind of Second Amendment fringe guy out there that he was talking about. It wasn't you. He's going to try to make you believe that he was talking about the 5 million. No, he wasn't talking about them, because you're a part of those, supposedly, you're a part of those 5 million NRA people or whoever. But there's nothing you can do. So your ability with this Second Amendment is not going to be able to do nothing. But this is something that Donald Trump does. Check this one little thing out. You remember when Donald Trump wants to say something ridiculously violent, he always, the last thing he says is, I don't know. You remember when he said Ted Cruz wasn't born in, people were telling me, and I know lawyers that were telling me that Ted Cruz wasn't born here. But I don't know. He plays stupid while he's bringing out a fact that he believes is a fact. He ends it with, I don't know. They said Ted Cruz was doing it. I don't know. And well, if you don't know, shut the hell up and go find out. You're running for freaking president of the United States. You don't get to say stuff that you don't know and it not have some kind of consequence. And for all you backwards third shift at the Waffle House voting unemployed people that's cheering this orange dude, Orange Julius Caesar, he says there's nothing you can do. You're incompetent, buffoon, American idiots. Nothing you can do. But now there's some fringe group guy out there that could possibly do something, but I don't know. Now, why is it that I'm always jumping on Donald Trump and I'm not showing you how ridiculous Hillary is? First of all, for all you ridiculous people out there making the argument, we got to defeat Hillary. Donald Trump is not the way we're going to do it. So just chalk Hillary up to being the president. Get used to it and figure out how we got here and speak to that. Donald Trump is not going to beat her. He's not trying to beat her. Saying ridiculous stuff like this, it's not going to happen. Donald Trump is going to redefine who you are as an American on the right that's positioning yourself to be the opposition to the bigger problem that we have, and that's liberalism. If you wanted to defeat Hillary, you better start looking at some of these other candidates. It's not Donald Trump. I am concerned with how I am going to be labeled for the rest of my political life because of Donald Trump. You should be concerned how you're going to be labeled in this massacre. At the end of the day, when Hillary Clinton's the president, or if they indict her in Elizabeth Warren or Joe Biden, whoever the liberals pick, Donald Trump is going to seal who you are going to be considered for the rest of your political life. This is why I'm hard on Donald Trump. Hillary is ridiculous. We know this. But if you want to defeat Hillary, it's not through Trump. Trump is saying some snake oil slick little coded stuff. And if you're listening to Rush and Herman's losing ass and Sean Hannity dumb ridiculous butt head up his butt, thrill up his leg self, they don't think Donald Trump can do no wrong while he's doing you wrong. or making you look wrong. He is rebranding the Republican Party. That should, or more so, the right side of America. He is showing you and telling you, we the people can't do nothing about it. He's talking to a group of Americans. I am here to tell you that this is the reason why we have the two most ridiculous candidates in the history of politics in America. Two liberals, two progressives, two Democrats. Because just what Donald said, you can't do anything about it. We the people are not the Fringe group. We the people need to regroup and understand that it's we the people that need to be in control, get our power back, and take it from Washington, the establishment, and understand this. If you hate Hillary Clinton so bad, Donald Trump is not going to beat her. He's not running to beat her. He's running to beat the hell out of you. And make sure that at the end of this thing that we will be beaten forever. And the only safe haven we'll think we'll have is these ridiculous social media groups where we're in there acting just like Donald Trump, beating up other Americans instead of trying to bring us together. We have the power. We the people are the ones that's in trouble. To hell with Hillary. And if you don't like her, you gotta say to hell with Donald and coalesce around that. Hey, I'm Phil Williams. That's my response to a tweet on the Phil Williams Show.